how to control the flow of the program, using the if condition, using the loops, the while loop, then we have the for loop. In the last class, I remember we have done the for loop, and then we have done the range function. Okay. We have seen that in the range function, what do we do is we can get a range of numbers starting from a particular sequence till the end of the sequence, and then step by. I think in the last class we have done this range function. Okay, let me very quickly execute one more program using this range function, and then you will understand exactly what to do. Okay, so let us say I copy this small program here. I go to the computer D drive here. I think we had pasted all our programs in the D drive. Yeah, I'm in the D drive right now. And what we have done here is we have all these programs, test.py, test while, and all this. Okay, I think test while program. Yeah, I think this is what we had done last. I don't remember if we have done test 2. This was about the if else condition. This was about this. Yeah, because I remember that last time we had done a program for displaying all the even numbers using the for range loop. Okay, very quickly I will execute that program only. Okay, I'll paste this here, and okay, so just very quickly write this program here. Okay, so I'll remove that tab and then print total. Okay, so 0, 10 if I write 0, 10 if I write, and then for test.py, simple program starting from 0 till 10. What will it do is it will display num. Okay, for num in range 0 to 10 in the first iteration of the loop, the value of num. Now in this case, last time we had written a program where we had used a variable called as x. Now it is num. Okay, so in every iteration of the loop, the value of num will get incremented by 1. So it will start from 0. In the next iteration, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, till it reaches 10, and then it will stop the loop. Okay, let us see what will happen to this program. I hope you understood by now what will happen. It will display 0 to 10 numbers. Okay, so I will save this file, save it, go to the command prompt. Okay, and then I will go to the D drive, and then here I will type Python for test.py, enter. And then very well, you can see that it starts from 0 till it becomes 10, and then it comes out of the loop. Okay, remember that the moment the value of num becomes 10, it will stop. It will not execute the body of the loop. So that's why you can see that it displays 9. It will not display 10. So it will start from 0 till 10, not including 10. Okay, now what will happen if I put a comma and I put a 2 here? Now the range function, I'm passing 3 parameters. I told you that the range function takes single parameter. Sometimes it takes 2 parameters, sometimes it takes 3 parameters. When you have 1 parameter only, it will start from 0 till that number. If you have 2 parameters starting from this number till this number, and if you have 3 parameters starting from this number till this number, and step 2 means every time the value of this num will get incremented by 2. So first iteration it will be 0, next iteration it will be 2, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 8, and so on. Okay, so this is the step of how much should be added to the variable. Okay, so this is easy. So file, I'll save this. So what will it display now? It should display starting from 0 till 8. It should display. Okay, let us see what will happen. So to execute the program. Okay, go here. I clear the screen, and then I'll execute the program once again. So you can see that it starts from 0, and then it goes to 2, 4, 6, 8, and then it will stop. Okay, what will happen if I put 1000 there? Okay, you know by now that it will display all the even numbers between 0 to 1000. So save it, go there and execute. So you can see that it displays me all the numbers from 0, a lot of numbers it has displayed, and so on. Okay, so you understood by now what is the meaning of the range function. Okay, so let us go further. Let us go further and try to understand. Okay, so we have understood the while loop, then we have understood the range function. All this is the textbook. This is online textbook. Okay, next is we have to learn, after we have studied what is the if else condition. After that we have studied what is the if, then we have studied the while loop, then we have studied the for loop, we have studied the range function. Now let us see what is the meaning of importing modules. What is the meaning of importing modules? Okay, in just like in other programming languages, you know that it is possible to import in your program, the built-in functions, the built-in libraries of a programming language. I will give you one example which you are familiar with. You have written C programs, and in the C program, if you want to use the printf statement or the scanf statement, then you know that you have to include in your program stdio.header. Okay, so normally I will just write one program here and I will show you. This is a simple example. This is only to relate to what we're learning. Okay, if you are familiar with this syntax, then you will understand what is the meaning of importing modules. Now see, in this program of C here, okay, of course this is that I've just typed the program to show you. I have to save this program with extension .c. If I save this with extension .py, of course it will not work because I've written the C program inside a Python program. Okay, inside a Python file, so this will not work out. But this is only to show you people. Okay, so what I am showing you is that you have defined a function here called as main. Inside that, you are using a function called as printf. You are calling a function called as printf and scanf. Why we call them as functions? Because after that there are simple brackets opening up. So whatever keyword followed by this simple brackets parenthesis, it means that these are functions. Okay, and to this function we are passing a parameter which is of type string, and we are displaying hello. You know that in a C program. Okay, you know that in a C program, if you want to display something on the screen, you use the printf function. Similarly, if you want to read something from the keyboard, you use the scanf function. Now remember, this printf and scanf functions are not written by you people. Okay, if I want to write a C program, I have not written the printf and the scanf function. Somebody else has written it, and we are only using it. Okay, so if I want to use this printf function in my program, I have to include that library in which this built-in function is present, and the library in which this printf and scanf functions are present is stdio.h. It is stdio.h, so I include that. Okay, so this in simple terms is that if I want to use these two functions in my program, I have to include this library. If I don't include this library in my program, if I try to execute this C program, it will give you an error. It will tell you that no, you cannot execute this. Printf and scanf function is not found. It will directly tell you that error. Similarly in Python, if at all you want to import, if you want to use some built-in function, how do you include a library in your program? Okay, in C programming, we use which function? We use include function. Okay, we use the include keyword to add a library to the file. Now in Python, we use the import function. Okay, import function we use, and then we write the name of the library directly. Okay, like in C programming, we have a syntax that we write it in pointed brackets and that angle brackets, and then we write stdio.header. But here it is very simple. We simply write import followed by the name of the library. Import the library. Now, which library we are importing in this particular function? In this file, random. There is a library called as random. Okay, and random library has got a built-in function called as ranint. It It has got a built-in function called as rand int. Okay, what will this function do? I will tell you. Okay, whenever in your program you want to generate some random number, whenever in your program you want to generate some random number, we use the random library. Okay, so I will do one thing. So I copied and pasted that. So I'll save this program, file save, and then I will save it in a D drive called as random test.py. And then I said import random, and then for I, okay, I will do one thing. I will not use a for loop right now. Okay? I will not use a for loop right now. I will write a very simple program. So this simple program, what it will do is it will just import a library called as random, and then it will generate a random number. I will make it simple. I will just write x is equals to okay. So it declares a variable, declare a variable called as x, and then in that what I am keeping is I am using the library random dot operator. I'm using the dot operator, and then I'm calling a function. I'm calling a function which is a built-in functions. This is a built-in function inside the random library, and then I am passing two parameters to this rand int function. Two parameters is of type integer. What will this function do is it will generate a random number between 1 to 10. Some random number it will generate. In many of the programs, you come across situations where you would want to generate a random number. If at all you want to generate a random number, this is the built-in function that you may have to use. Rand int 1, 10 means it will automatically generate some random number. It will generate, and then that number is put into the variable x, and then I'm simply printing that variable x. So if I execute this program, if I save this program, and if I execute this program, every time I run the program, it will generate some random number between 1 to 10. So let us see. Okay, so I'll just type Python random test.py, enter. So see, it generated 4. Now once again, I will, this time it generated 8, again 4, then 1, then 1 more, then 4, then 3, then 5, so on. So every time I'm executing the program, every time the random function is generating a random number, putting it into x, and I'm displaying the value of x. So you understood why do we use the random int function? We use it for generating some random number. What if I put a 100 there, 1 to 100? So it will now generate a random number between, the number will be definitely between 1 to 100. Before it was 1 to 10. So that's why you saw that it was generating numbers only between 1 to 10. 4, 8, 4, 1, 1, 3. Now I put a 100 here. I will save this, and I will execute the program, and I will show you that it will generate some random number between see 99, 48, 57, 8, 86, 93, 38, and so on. So you understood now why do we use a random function to generate a random number, and two parameters why we pass. We tell it to generate a number between 1 to 100 like that. So these are the two parameters we pass. Okay, next, one more built-in library I will show you. There is one more built-in library called as time, T-I-M-E, time. Okay, there is a built-in library called as time, and why do we use this time function is to cause some sort of a delay in your program. Okay, we cause some sort of a delay in the program. For example, I take a for x in range 1 to 10. Okay, and then print x. Okay. You all know what will this program do. What I'm doing here is I am running a for loop from 1 to 10. First iteration, the value of x will be equals to 1, so it will display 1, then 2, then 3. Okay, file, save, and then I go here and then I clear the screen first, and then execute this program, which is this. It's a random test. Okay, so you can see that it displays me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till 9. You understood. Now I will use the time function. I did not use any built-in function of time. Now I will use it. I'll set time dot sleep for 1 second. So what will it do is it will use a built-in function of time called as sleep. So in the iteration of the loop, so first time the value of x will be equals to 1. So it will display 1, and then the control will come here. So this particular part of the body of the for loop will get executed, and it will sleep for 1 second here. It will sleep for 1 second here. Okay, and then after it sleeps for 1 second, it will wait for 1 second, it will cause a delay of 1 second, then again it will go back here and display, and the value of x will be 2, it will display 2, then again it will sleep for 1 second. First time when I executed this program, all of them got displayed at once only. You saw that it got displayed at once. But now you see what will happen. If I save this program, if I go here and I will execute this program, so you can see that slowly it causes a delay of 1 second in between, and you can see 1, 2, 9, and then it will stop. So uh, you saw that it displays the numbers one after the other, and then it causes a delay of 1 second in between. So in many times in your program, you would want that the program should cause a delay, it should sleep for a little while, then you make use of the time function, Okay, so you understood what do we use a sleep function? We cause delay using this. If I put 2 here, it will cause a delay of 2 seconds. If I put 3 here, it will cause a delay of 3 seconds. Finally, what I am teaching you is not the sleep function or the time library or the random library. I am teaching you how to import a library into your program. We use the import function followed by the name of the library, and then using the library, using the dot operator, you call the built-in function. Okay, so we have seen 2 libraries, and we have learned 2 built-in functions. Sleep is one we have used, and the other one is random int function we have used. Okay, so this is about importing the libraries. You should know in the examination they will ask you a question like this. They will ask you a question like how to import libraries into a Python program. So explain with the help of a program, they will say. So you have to say we use the import keyword followed by the name of the library, and you have to explain any one example. Okay, you will get full marks for that. Okay, now let us go further and see what do we have, what else do we have here. Import statements, all that. Yeah, there is one more built-in function that we will study. There is one more library called as sys library. Okay, so I will have file, or else I'll do one thing. I will write the program in this only. What is the name of this file? It is random test. Okay, no problem. So there is a library called as sys, system library. So 3 libraries we have studied: random, time, and sys. Let us learn one function, built-in function from the sys library. Sys library or the system library is used to control the system output and all that. So it has got a function called as system.exit. It has got a function called as system.exit. Okay, it has got a function called as system.exit. Sys.exit. Okay, this exit function will stop the program from wherever it is. It will simply stop the program. The sys.exit will simply stop the program. Now, if I put this sys.exit function, let us say I'll put it here. Okay, I'll put it there, and then I'll say print goodbye. Okay, I say print goodbye, and then I will cause a delay of, let us say, 1 second only. Okay, so how will it happen? What will time is also there, so I have to import even time. Let us not see, I'm using time library here, but I'm not importing it. Let us see what will happen. It will give me an error. File, save. I'll go here. Okay, I'll clear the screen first, and then after that I will execute the program. So you can see that time is not defined, it is saying. Okay, because what is happening, I have not imported time. Okay, and I'm using the sleep function. So I say time.sleep, so it is saying time is not defined. So I have to import even a time like this. So I have to import sys, I have to import time. If I have to use random function is in my this, I have to even import random, and so on. Okay, so if you are using a built-in function of that library, you have to import it. So I go here. Now look at this and tell me what will be the output of the program. So it will go inside the for loop. It will start from 1 till 10. It will display the value of x. First time it will be 1, then 2, then 3, and in between it will cause a delay of 1 second. Then after finishing the for loop, it will immediately execute system.exit. I told you that system.exit will immediately stop the program. If there are any statements after that, if there are any statements after this statement, they will not get executed, because this function system.exit will stop the program. File, save. Now let us see. So you can see that it displays me 1, 2, 3, 4. Slowly, it will cause a delay of 1 second between each one, and then And then you can see that it stops the program. It will never execute this statement here. It will never execute goodbye, print goodbye. It will not execute, because before that only I am stopping the program by putting sys.exit. So this is another built-in function. In many of the programs, you would want the program to abruptly stop because of some condition. Let us say you're writing a program, because of some condition you don't want to execute the remaining part of the program, you want to immediately stop the program, so you can use sys.exit function in that case. Okay, I hope this is clear. So these are the three built-in functions that we have studied, three libraries that we have studied. This sys library, or the time library, has got many more built-in functions, but we have used only one from them. Okay, then after that there are some examples here. This is a short program to guess the number. Okay, this is a program where this is how the output will be. I am thinking of a number between 1 to 10. So the program will ask you to guess a number, and then it will ask you to guess a number between 1 to 20. Then you execute the program. Okay, no, sorry, the computer will guess a number between 1 to 20, and then you have to guess which number the computer has guessed. So it will ask you, okay, just try what number I've guessed. So you enter 10. After you enter 10, then the program will display you a message saying that no, your guess is too low. If it says that it is too low, it means that the number is between 10 to 20. It is more than 10 but less than 20. Okay, if it says, then when you take a guess, if you put 15, then again it will say too low. Too low means now you know that the number is more than 15. And so this is the type of program that you have to write, and the program is also written here. It's a very simple program which is over here. Okay, it is there in the textbook. I want you people to just go through this and try to understand the logic. It is simple. Okay, and these type of programs, they may ask you in the there is one more program here, rock paper scissors. This is a small game which they have written up. This is a program for that. So these programs are there. I want everybody to please go through these programs and try to understand the logic. It is very, very simple programs. Okay, and this I think is the end of this is the summary of this, and then there are some questions here at the end which you can attend. Okay, so this is the end of flow control chapter, and we will start with a new chapter in the next class. What else do we have in that? Because I have still not started with the second module. There are only 8 hours for this module here. I think we have already spent something like 8 to 10 classes. We are still in the first module. I wanted to go a little slow. I want to improve your logical skills, not only teach you the syntax of Python, but also to improve the logic of writing programs. As a software engineer, as a computer science engineer, we should understand, please remember, we should understand the concept of programming. We should not get scared of coding. Logic, if I ask you to write a program to check whether the entered number is prime or not, you should be able to write a program for that. If I ask you to write a program to check whether the entered number is even or odd, you should be able to write a program for that. You should not get scared. Write something. Okay, start writing. Everybody does mistakes, please remember. Okay, even when I started programming, I was not very good at it. Later on, slowly, when we started writing small programs, then we understood. So before that, I want everybody to please install this Python runtime environment in their laptops, in their computers, desktops, whatever you have, and start writing some simple programs. Okay, so before that, flow control is over. Next is functions. Next is we have to learn what is the meaning of functions. Functions, more or less, we know what are functions. Functions are a set of statements written together as a block of code, and then whenever we need to execute those set of statements, we just call it by its name. This is the concept of functions. Okay, so we will be learning how to write functions in Python programming language. We will learn how to write functions in Python. In C programming language, first you write void or int or float, the return type, then we write the name of the function, then we write whether it is public or private, then we pass parameters to it, then we write data types of the parameters, all that we write, flower brackets, all that. But in Python, the syntax is a little different. We will see how to write this in the next class. Okay, so we will stop here today. We still have 10 minutes left, no problem. While we still are doing this, I just want to ask you people, if you have any doubts, you can ask me now. Okay, you can ask me your doubts now. If you have any doubts, please ask me the doubts. You can chat and ask me. Otherwise, I will just unmute everybody so that one by one you can ask me a question. Okay, so you can just recover whatever we have studied in the last few classes. If you have any doubts of any sort, you please ask me, because after this, I have told you the basics of Python and all that, I will be going a little fast because I have to complete the syllabus for my internals. Fast in the sense, definitely I will make sure that everybody in the class understands. Okay. One second, I'll just try to make. Yeah, I have given the authority, the privilege to unmute yourself. And then if you have any questions, you please ask me. If you don't have any questions, then I think we can stop for today.